On this episode of Lapeef Let's Talk,
I'm willing to bet 90% of the people on this panel and in the chat did not think about his death one time today, and it just happened. I didn't think about it. I'm gonna just be honest. We were just talking about it on the panel. None of us thought about that today because it's just what happens in the Black community, right? So it's trivial when we allow these rappers to represent Black culture in the mainstream media. We buy the music, we consume it, we allow them to play it on the radio, we request it on the radio shows, we allow our children to listen to it, etc. We trivialized his death before it even happened. All right, so there's no way his death could be a part of any bigger picture. Okay, if we really want to get granular with it, we trivialized his death when women choose a man like that over a dude that's in school, or a regular working class man. We trivialized that man's death and everybody like him, the King Vons, Drake Yo, the Ruler. We trivialized their deaths a long time ago.
And goddamn, he said if he go out with Anton and Anton gets shot and he see the tag, he see the nigga that did it, he's not snitching. That's the Black mentality. So as long as we get that Black mentality like that, it's trivial. I've
held JP accountable. Okay. I only have so many days in my life I can commit to JP. So
hey, Kayla, I think he was just making a point. I don't think he's
it was just a point, man. Yeah. I make it about you. But the thing is just be honest. I know the emotions, the impulsive part of you would say it's big picture. But if you want to be honest, is it really big picture? Do I say big picture?
No, because we could call it out on this show, but those people on the block, they don't give a fuck about this show.
Hold on, Kayla, let them finish.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all are saying stuff that sounds good, but in reality, do you really think they care about this show?
Kayla, you gotta let them finish. The same courtesy that I gave you, we got to give it to Logic as well. Go ahead, Logic.
Yeah. Before I got interrupted, them say, let me gather my nigga thoughts back. Thank you for being respectful, Kayla. But I'm all about actions. Everybody on here and everybody haven't went, but the people who say this big picture, Siobhan live where I live at. Niggas die every day, B. Is it big picture, Siobhan? In DC? Be honest.
I don't know. So I'm kind of conflicted with that. And the reason why I am is because I guess it kind of takes back to what you just said about people just not doing anything, because it happens every day, if not every couple hours or so. So I understand where you're coming from. I still stand on my bigger picture wise. I just wish that people would just kind of open up and kind of do a little more in the community, because honestly, everybody that's in the community, they really don't want to do the wrong things. They just feel like that what they're doing is like, either for their people or like whatever. And it's sad. It saddens me.
Yeah. And I go to wrap it up. Because I want to hold the mic. I want to roast the niggas who says big picture. But think about this. Before you answer and say it's big picture, do your action say it's big picture or your action say it's trivia and you don't give two fucks? I'm done.
All right. Go to Tam. What are your thoughts about a PNB Rock passing that 30? Again, in the chat, if you're watching, put a T in the chat if you think it's trivial. Put a B if you think it's big picture. Go ahead, Ms. Tam.
So I see both sides of it. However, I say big picture because somebody still lost their life. There's two little girls that don't have a father anymore. So when I say big picture, I think about it in that aspect of it. And I say big picture as well because it should be a learning lesson for, you would think, the other rappers that's in the industry. Like, take notes. How many of y'all gotta die for y'all to start taking heed of like how to move in these cities, and you're a walking target? So it's like the big picture is start learning from this shit at some point. Like, when you know better, you do better. And then I think too, when you bring anybody in your space and you're a person of celebrity, you need to teach them how to move accordingly. Teach them not that, listen, you just because you're doing it don't always got to get posted. So I think be mindful of the people that you have in your circle. And just because you might be comfortable in some of these establishments, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's where you belong. So I think the trivial part of it, to answer Logic's question, am I really that affected by it? No. Did I cry over it? No. Am I going to lose any sleep over it? No. But it's still a sad situation. And I think there is a bigger picture that can be learned from that.
Trigger Mike, what are your thoughts about it, sir? PNB Rock passing at 30. Trivial, big picture.
I mean, not much to say after Logic and Anton, but I'll try. So we talked about this on King Talk, right? So I can't say, so let me say no death, you know what I mean? It's trivial. It's important to someone. All right. But in this particular discussion, so his mother, his father, the two children he left behind, it's important to them. So I'll say that because someone lost their life. But I cannot understand how anybody can say big picture on this in the conversation that we're having. All right. His death was trivialized the moment somebody was filming him in Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and not helping him. That boy was moving, gasping for his life, moving his knees. And that's the culture we have now. Somebody was filming him and not helping him. It was trivialized in that very moment. His death was trivialized when Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles opened up for business the very next day, because that's just how they get down. In that area of LA, that's just how they get down. It's just another day. We're just going to open up for business the very next day. His death was trivialized because nowhere do we have any indication that it was a catalyst for positive change anywhere in the Black community. I'm willing to bet 90% of the people on this panel and in the chat did not think about his death one time today, and it just happened. I didn't think about it. I'm gonna just be honest. We were just talking about it on the panel. None of us thought about that today because it's just what happens in the Black community, right? So it's trivial when we allow these rappers to represent Black culture in the mainstream media. We buy the music, we consume it, we allow them to play it on the radio, we request it on the radio shows, we allow our children to listen to it, etc. We trivialized his death before it even happened. All right, so there's no way his death could be a part of any bigger picture. Okay, if we really want to get granular with it, we trivialized his death when women choose a man like that over a dude that's in school, you know, or a regular working class man. We trivialized that man's death and everybody like him, the King Vons, Drake Yo, the Ruler. We trivialized their deaths a long time ago.